Hey, this is Way, and welcome to the WAITT Show. You know that WAITT stands for we're all in this together, no matter race, creed, color. Here, you don't have to say a higher power. You can say the name of Jesus,
Amen.
the Holy Ghost, our Father God. And just feel free to be yourself. As you know, I have another episode with my special guest.
This would be the finale, y'all. The
Yes,
finale.
yes. Ooh, the end of Black Love,
No,
of
not
this
the
Black Love
end. The
month.
month.
Oh
The
yeah,
month. The month.
yeah. So for that we're celebrating because Black Love is every day,
Yeah.
and beautiful and strong, you know. But
Word.
this special, this is special having you here, Mr. Michael Smith. So and the waiters, our new waiters and our old waiters, and appreciate you taking your time out. So, yay!
It's been fun, y'all. Been fun.
We have a good show for you guys. We let you viewers pick. You all send so many emails, and we thank you so much for all the love and support that you have been showing us. And we have a good topic for you. But before we tell you the topic, let's get into this coronavirus map. Please know that the coronavirus is still real. We have to be
Vigilant.
yes,
Yeah,
that's the word I was going to
vigilant.
say. We have to be vigilant and making sure that we do our due diligence in washing our hands, making sure that we stay 6 feet, Um,
All the above. Y'all have heard the rules before. It's been a whole year of COVID now, so the
yeah,
rules aren't new.
yeah, a year plus, it seems
Mhm.
like. Yeah. Um, So please make sure that you're doing everything that you can to keep you and your loved ones safe. And again, you can see the COVID tracker on CNN.com. And like I said, I like to show this for the people who don't watch CNN, or the
I
one who don't
know.
watch the news, because a lot of people are just like, it's so depressing, but
It is.
yeah,
But I mean, it's a steady climb everywhere, but God willing, it's gonna start to kind of hopefully we start to kind of take control of this situation
yeah,
and get a little bit of normalcy back into our life.
yeah. Um, and we are definitely praying for the state of Texas. Those that was hit with the winter storm, ice storm.
Snow in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, and the power going out and everything like that. Losing homes and everything like that. If you're watching this, I praise God that you didn't lose your life. I know I've been keeping up with some of my friends and my brother
Mm-hmm.
Sammy. He's in Texas, and I had to make sure that I check on him. I probably have to text him again, after the show, just to make sure that everything's okay.
Right,
Because I
right.
think if you have the means to help, you should. You know,
Agree.
that's my opinion. So now today's main topic,
Mm.
yeah, okay, is how to fight fair. Okay, and we don't mean physical fight.
No, don't throw blows. No.
No, don't put your hands on nobody. And this is, I'm saying, women, keep your hands to yourself, and men,
Same.
keep your
Same.
hands to
Keep your hands to
yourself.
yourself.
When we talk about how to fight fair, you can say fight, you can say argue, you can say disagree, whatever the case may be, as long as it does not get physical. If you are in a physical relationship, then I advise you to seek help.
It's unhealthy.
Yeah, so
It's
just
unhealthy.
seek help. That's what we can tell you. But today, we're gonna tell you how to fight fair. And I went on marriage.org, and looked up some things or whatever. And so we have a little list here on things, not in any particular order, but just how they came to be. What do you say?
We gonna give our own spin on this, y'all.
Basically, so
Because a lot of times when you look in these magazines or websites, they don't
mhm,
really 100% apply
yeah,
to everybody across the board. It's not universal.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So everybody's kind of got their own opinion on how these steps work.
yeah.
So that's kind of what we're going to try
Or
and do.
guidelines work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the first one is fight by mutual consent. What do you think about that? Like, don't insist on a fight when your spouse is tired or unable to handle the strain.
I don't know. I mean, I agree with it,
Yeah.
but sometimes fights kind of just happen,
Happen.
you know?
Yeah.
Like there's an argument's not something that, I'll tell you what, at noon we argue. So take a nap and we gonna argue at noon. You know, you know.
Yeah.
I get it.
Mhm.
I get the notion that let me wait until arrested before I go in.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I think it's like more so like a fair fight requires 2 ready participants. Like, you can't be like showing up to a fight and you ain't even ready. Like, I mean, you left your boxing gloves and everything like that. Or even like, let's look at this spiritually. You know what I'm saying? When you get into a spiritual fight, you can't just leave your whole armor of God at home and then thinking you're gonna be able to conquer. So I get what you're saying, but I also think that it does take 2 willing participants, because I mean, if you're just arguing with somebody who's not even corresponding, you're pretty much talking to yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
there's no resolution gonna come from it.
none whatsoever. 2, I like this one. Stick to the subject.
Yeah.
That is
definitely. That's a huge one.
that's like a
huge
very,
one.
that's a very huge one. Because we can be arguing about why didn't you put gas in my car after you used it, and it can turn into
the same reason you left my noodles in the microwave too long.
Right.
You know, I mean, come on, man.
But I did
Stick
that
to the
like
subject.
2 years ago. Like, it's just like you want to reach back, you know, and say stuff, you know. And I think we try to use that as a defense mechanism, like, oh, I'm losing this fight, you know. But we're gonna talk about that too, winning or losing the fight. So, all right. So 3, okay. Knowing your feelings. Know your own feelings. Let me put it that way. Seek to grow in self-awareness. Being in touch with your own true feelings is essential.
Yeah. But it's also essential that your partner kind of understands your feelings too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, especially like we're not talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, we're talking about marriage.
Yeah.
So in marriage, when you've been married for a while, you kind of get to know each other's feelings, what each other feel about certain things. You know what I mean? So and what's going to bring about an argument.
Okay, because now you're kind of like focusing on like pet peeves. So like in like knowing your own feelings and your pet peeves, it's kind of like, you know what makes me mad. You know what gets under my skin, just like I know what gets under your skin.
Right.
So if I'm in my feelings and I'm just like, I'm having a crappy mood, I'm going to do something to make him have a crappy mood as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So don't, like what they used to say back in the day, like kicking the dog, you know, whatever the case may be. You have to know your own feelings and know what you're mad about. If it's truly about your mate, or if it's about work, if it's about kids, it's about,
or if it's about internal frustration too. You could be frustrated about something that has nothing to do with what's going on in your own household.
Nothing.
And bring that same type of frustration into your household, and an argument will manifest from it.
Yeah.
You know, and turn into something that it shouldn't.
Always, right? Kind of like self-sabotage. So we try to understand what prompted the feeling in the first place, if it is a feeling that has to do with, you know, the argument or disagreement or fight that you are having.
Right.
Okay. 5. We're moving through this quickly. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast. You think I'm talking too fast? No. Oh, okay. You keeping up with me pretty well? Okay. What number we're on? 5. Negotiate and compromise. Okay. Negotiation and compromise are essential in any marriage. Negotiation and compromise.
Okay. I win.
No, it's not about a win. It's not about a win or lose.
I get it. That's not really a compromise, because a lot of times we fight until we feel like we won the argument. Well, I got the last word, so that means I won.
That's what you think.
You. But
don't do that. I don't. Because a lot of times I still be arguing with you, but to myself, it be just me and God. But I'm just saying, no, it's negotiation and compromise, because some people have the tendency of asking you a question, but already knowing the answer. So it's like whatever you say, it doesn't even matter, because they're going to go with their own plans in the first place. Like you go out of town and come home to a whole new puppy, but you said you didn't want to train a whole new puppy yet. But I'm just saying negotiation and compromise.
But he's cute though.
That's not the point though. So you have to learn how to negotiate and compromise. During a calm, clear moment, agree. Sorry, you point me out. I'm wrong. Where am I here? Mm-hmm. Okay. No, we're not. We're here. Negotiation and compromising. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you making me go all the way up to 4. You are. See what I'm saying?
I'm just trying to say that anger is an emotion.
It is an emotion. You're getting angry right now because we're talking about negotiation and compromise?
No. I won't get angry, y'all. I know.
Okay. Anyways, during a calm, clear moment, agree that neither party should win a fight, a negotiation and compromising. If one wins, the other loses and builds resentment.
In this household, we both have in our mind that we won. We'll calmly apologize for the argument, but when we go to our respective corners,
it's like I won.
Individually, we feel like we won.
Individually, ask my friend Jamila. Okay, that's another one of my little best friends that I got. Everybody's just my best friend. But I love Jamila. And I tell you, yeah, me and Michael, we got into it, but I won. So, but it is what it is. Anyways, okay, number 6. This is a good one because we mentioned this before in one of our shows, which is cooling off periods. Okay, establish ground rules that permit either partner to cool off before trying to resolve the anger. So, like when you was a kid, you had time out.
Yeah, I don't think that's really the same thing, though.
Why?
Cooling off period. Once the argument kind of hits its climax and everybody kind of separates and goes to their own separate areas, either you're gonna go to the room and shut the door and have your own moment to yourself, or either I'm gonna hop into a car and go take a short ride somewhere until I get cooled off. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Cooler heads prevail when you come back to the table to settle the argument.
Okay, so you just said it did work though.
Yeah, of course. It does work. Okay. I just said it's not the same as like a timeout for kids or anything like that.
No, I'm talking about like when you was playing games, and you called timeout and you never played freeze tag. I'm just saying, you never played hide go seek. I'm just saying, like where you say time out. You never play kickball.
Time out. It's not the same thing, babe.
It is. It's like cooling off is like a timeout.
Next time we get into an argument, I'm gonna say timeout. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Timeout.
Do you think I'm gonna get upset?
You're gonna look at me like I'm crazy.
No, I'm not.
Hey, y'all. You're gonna look at me like I'm crazy.
No, if he says timeout and then we separate or whatever the case may be, to me, that is a cooling off period. Okay, whatever. We agree to disagree. I respect you. My heart is still open. Okay. Number 7. This is important. Don't hit below the belt.
Your mama.
You want to talk about mothers.
You know what the triggers are.
You know
what the triggers are.
Don't hit, you ain't gonna be nothing just like your daddy with nothing. Like let's not hit below the belt because everyone has vulnerable areas. Right. Everyone, so don't use your confidential knowledge, okay, of right. your partner's weakness and sensitive and their sensitivities to hurt them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that it's
like taking the knife and twisting it.
Yeah. Because it's confident. Even though, I may walk around like, I'm the queen, I'm Queen Way, that's my little handle and everything like that or whatever. I get times where I'm just looking in the mirror like, oh my God, I'm just fat. Oh my God, I just, and if we get into an argument and the first thing you say and get your fat self,
First of all, I would never say that, y'all.
Right.
Never.
But you already know that's like hitting below the belt
That's
in the
like,
argument.
That's like I'm catching a two-piece.
Yeah. I mean, quickly. So, but I'm just saying.
Both the eyes.
Yeah. So we got to make sure that we don't hit below the belt.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And even with that, when
keep the main thing in your argument.
Yeah.
Don't it should never lead off or trail off into something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But even when, okay, so let's talk finances. Okay. So when sometimes a woman makes more than the man, whatever, and they get into an argument, the first thing a woman that will bring up is, I'll make more than you. I can do this by myself. I can. So I remember when me and you got together, our finances were equal. Right. However, I would still be like, get out and go. You can leave, whatever, because I'll make my own money. But that's not so much as hitting below the belt, but that's trying to bruise belittle someone's ego. You know what I'm saying?
That's almost like I carry the same weight as you. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the structure of a household, the man and woman are different. You know, even if their finances are similar, I mean, they're different. You know what I mean? Like there's responsibilities that a man does in the household, there's responsibilities that a woman has in the household. Yeah. Especially when it comes to having children and everything else. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. We did early in our marriage, kind of hit below the belt a lot.
I mean, and the thing about it is that, and I'm short in stature compared to you, and I'm so big and bad that I don't care. I still stand toe to toe. When you can't tell me I ain't 6'5".
Face to stomach.
And it would get to be like very ugly because I don't even know when we got delivered from that. Because we got delivered from that.
We did.
It can
work. Like I said, that was probably about the first 3 years of marriage where we were still getting to know each other. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Marriage wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
People wise too. Yeah. We've known each other forever, but we didn't know each other in that capacity. Yeah. Yeah. So it was different. Yeah. Our relationship has grown a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So watch your mouth, because certain things you cannot take back. Even when you say sorry,
And some of you ladies are kind of spicy, for sure.
Well, I mean, it's because I am short in stature. Sometimes
I wasn't talking about you.
No, what I seen the snap of your neck. Like right. I can't see you. Like I can't see you seeing me in Zoom.
But nah, a lot of what I have a lot of homeboys, fellas, that I've talked to in the past about their situation. I'm not going to point anybody out or name anybody by name that have called me and they're like, what should I do in this? Man, listen. She's right. You're always going to be wrong.
Wow.
Nah, I'm just playing. But I mean, best advice is just what we said earlier. Just take a step back from the situation.
Time out.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if she won't, if your partner won't allow you to have a timeout to yourself, get in the car and go for a ride. Yeah. Away from them. Yeah. Because sometimes you might have a partner that'll follow you from room to room.
Yeah. Yeah, you will. So then you may have to get in your car and get away from them. Just saying. Okay, 8. Implement changes. I like this for the simple fact that means you heard me, in the midst of the disagreement that we was having. Right. Following anger with a fair, firm, clear request for a change or improvement in whatever brought on the fight. That's implementing changes, and what can happen.
We don't have major fights
anymore. Yeah.
Now, our arguments now are petty, and once we take a step back, and we take a look at it, I'm like, man, that's stupid. Yeah. That's petty. Yeah. Babe, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
But if you can acknowledge that the argument was petty,
Mm-hmm.
and both parties can both acknowledge that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this probably was an argument that didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
So you can come to that middle ground and be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that was
Well,
wasted energy.
yeah. Well, as far as implementing changes, you're skipping ahead.
That's not skipping ahead.
It
That's
is.
part of that,
Well,
because those changes are implemented through the arguments that you have.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So those changes kind of come after you kind of have those bouts. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you can't implement changes unless you have the arguments. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've had those fights, we've had those battles before
Yeah.
that we know now how to avoid them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we actively do that.
Yeah.
Even when we feel an argument is coming on, we kind of actively go into our defenses and be like, all right, let me take a step back before this
Yeah.
blows up.
Yeah.
You know?
That's definitely a change that we
Yeah.
both realize, like, okay,
Mhm.
hold on, they having a moment, or whatever the case may be, because we know each other now,
Yeah.
But implementing changes also, you have to be specific and realistic, with your changes. Like, I
Right.
can't say,
Right.
I don't like you yelling when you arguing at me. I mean, that's
Kind
not
of what an argument is.
right. It's like, that's
But
not.
when you say be specific, you mean specifically, I don't like it when you say this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
when you take the argument here.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be those boundaries set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you're married, like
Yeah.
you set those boundaries, like, hey, look, I'm glad we got through that argument, but
Yeah.
moving forward,
Yeah.
we should never let our argument go here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I know our biggest thing that had to change with our argument was you used to talk to me like I was a child.
You are little.
No, no, but I'm not a child. And you used to talk to me like I was a child. And I used to get so upset with that. And like, I am not a child, and then that changed, and that I think that changed the whole dynamics of how we communicated or how we move forward.
That was the same way. Like, earlier on in our marriage, like, you would get mad enough to be like, well, you can just leave then.
Yeah.
But it got to a point, y'all, that I was like, look, you got one more time to tell me to leave. One
more time.
And I'm out. And I meant it. You know what I mean?
And ask me how many times I said that since he said
again.
that. Never. Again. Yeah.
But it wasn't a joke.
It wasn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I meant it. Just like if there's something that she says to me and I know she means it, I gotta respect that.
Yeah.
Just like you respected me with that, So it's all in the compromise of it though.
It
like
is.
we know what our hot buttons are.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So these are just little extras, before we go. Just got a little extra. Develop humor. Okay.
Nah, we're not short of that.
At all. Humor goes a long way towards promoting healing. You know how they say, one day we'll sit back and laugh at it, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. I think we find ourselves laughing at it within hours, because I think that goes with, making sure that everything is cool when it comes to that subject. Now, because you laugh about it, don't mean that you need to bring it back up when you arguing again. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like you don't need to,
Now, humor, like you've heard us now throughout the show reflect back on early in our marriage and everything. Now we can look back on it and laugh about it now.
Yeah.
But
now,
then
it was nothing funny.
World War III in this house. It wasn't funny, but nothing funny. We can look back now. We can look back at it now and be like, we was crazy. It was hilarious now. I can't believe we had some of the arguments we had.
Yes. Like our arguments were, like epic arguments, like moving money out of the bank type of. We ain't gonna say who did what. But I'm so glad that
we have been delivered.
We have been delivered
from that.
We've been delivered. It didn't take a full 8 years either. Like and when it happened, it just kind of happened. You know what I'm saying? But and another one was respect crying. Crying is a valid response to how we feel. I
I agree.
don't think that
Crying is weakness. It's not a weakness
it's
thing,
not.
I don't think.
But I don't think I really cry though, like in an argument. I don't think.
Not in an argument, no. You're so angry at that point, you don't really cry.
Yeah, like if I'm crying in an argument, then we got a serious problem. That's like something totally.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, that's like something totally different. But if I'm crying because I feel a certain way, like emotionally, you do comfort me, in that area. So it's okay to cry, but again, our spin on it. If I'm crying and I'm mad and we arguing, don't ask me to cook your dinner. That's all I'm saying.
I can cook, y'all.
Yes.
I know how to cook.
So just saying. And 11, which I think is really nice, is let's get to the root of the issue. That's the whole thing about an argument. It's like you have to get to the root. You have to understand, like, what is it that is causing us to argue, especially if it's about the same thing.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times it's not about the same thing, but in each individual instance of an argument, if you get to the root of what caused the argument, you can kind of start to develop muscle memory on that. You know what I mean? And know not to revisit that same issue over and over again in arguments.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my take on that. I just rooted the issue, figure it out, don't do it again.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it happens again.
Not sometimes. The same argument. The argument shouldn't be the same.
It shouldn't. But sometimes it is. Sometimes.
I mean, yeah.
Sometimes it is.
If you have lazy participants in the argument
you
that are not really paying attention,
right?
And you're just kind of like, okay, I'm sorry.
Right. Just like we used to have that same argument every year for New Year's. We used to. Remember, for New Year's, we used to have the same argument. And then we listened to each other, and we came up with a compromise. Okay, we compromised that we rotate years. So one year he does New Year's, and then the next year I do New Year's, so forth. So because that was an argument that we used to have, like for the first 3 years, at least.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So, but
that's only because I wasn't into the whole night watch thing.
Yeah. And I am, but to each his own. So because of that, we have to compromise, because I love being with you for New Year's, and
it's like we do it one year, and then the next year we'll chill out and just kind of spend a family New Year's Eve together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this past year wasn't no compromising. It was COVID.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
the Rona kind of tied us to the house.
Hey,
but, I mean, we made fun of it though.
Yeah.
We toasted it in New Year's. We had a little bit of a family night. Played a few games. You lost a lot.
I did not lose a lot. Stop saying that.
We had a ball.
Anyways, last but not least, because somebody want to bring up old stuff. Make sure that you apologize.
Yeah.
Apologizing is the key.
Even if you win, apologize.
The argument, we just said that there's no winning and losing in the argument, because it makes people feel a certain type of way.
But we also said that when we go to our respective corners.
Okay. You're right. But still, even if you feel like you won, which you probably do most of the time, just go ahead and apologize.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that. Apology.
Yeah, let me
hear it. There's so many people that come across in arguments and don't apologize.
Yeah.
That could be me sometimes.
It can it? I mean, I want to know what you have to say about apologies.
I don't know. I mean, if I feel like I'm not wrong, then I mean there might not be an apology coming. I'm just saying.
Really,
but sometimes apologies do keep the peace.
It does. It really does. Even if you feel like you didn't do anything wrong, but you just want to keep the peace anyway, so you just apologize. But let me tell you what apology is not. Okay. Apology is not going out buying something for someone and just bringing it home and sitting it on the bed. Like everything's cool. That's not an apology. Apology is not just turning to your spouse, asking them a crazy question like, is water still wet? Just so that you can respond to them because you quit talking to them. That's not an apology. Apology is actually verbalizing that you was in the wrong or you apologize for hurting my feelings or whatever the case may be.
You apologize if you're wrong. Period. Point blank.
Yes.
If you're wrong.
If you're wrong, you apologize.
But
don't roll your eyes at me.
A lot of the times,
don't roll your eyes at me.
The apology is more or less for hurting your significant's feelings.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of right and wrong. It's because you caused
hurt.
Yeah,
you don't want to hurt. Yeah,
So.
Yeah. So you still need to say that you're sorry, not just buy things for people.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Don't act like you don't know what that means.
What?
It means I'm sorry.
I know it means that you're sorry. That's not the point at all. Sometimes we need to hear it. Ain't that right, waiters? We need to hear it. Man and female, we need to hear sorry or I apologize. I know some people like, I don't say sorry. I never say sorry. Well, you can say my bad. I apologize. Whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying?
That'll lead to a festering, unhealthy relationship.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? I don't get couples who say that they never, ever had a fight. Like we never fought. And I'm just like, how can you learn or grow from, like, you can't just agree with everything?
There's no way.
There's not a way. Not at all. As we come to a close, thank you so much for hanging in with us, waiters. Know that we can be found on the web at thewaittshow.com. Here is our homepage where you can see the tab that says The WAITT Show that shows you all our previous shows and even our upcoming shows that are coming up. I like that picture of us. And you can connect to the WAITT Show right on YouTube if you click on the links. Don't forget Mending Hearts meet every Saturday at 7:30 as more of a My Nutrition group. Like I said, this is the number and the access code. The also leader is Deacon Lily. I love giving her shout outs. And don't forget, you can contact us. We're on all the social platforms, Facebook, Twitter. Instagram, and YouTube. So why do you do that? And you can always get in contact with us, as many of you waiters have already. Thank you so much. Even just for the encouraging emails. That's awesome. Just email us and we will get in contact with you as soon as we get a chance. Well, this has been a great, awesome show.
Yeah. Definitely something we can kind of go with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because
fight fair.
Yeah. Fight fair. What?
Fight fair.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to fight fair. I just don't like the way your eyes are going right
Try
now.
to learn early in the relationship to fight fair.
Yeah. Because if it's better to learn early than like ruining something that you really want to see grow and that God put together. Because I know God has given me you know what I'm saying? And even though I try to self-sabotage, even with the get out, when you told me and he was so serious and you tell me one more time to get out, I'm leaving and I'm not coming back, and that was years ago. I've never told him to get out or anything like that because it's like it's not worth, my pride is not worth losing, Right. So,
but same. But then again, I would never tell you I'm done with this, I'm getting out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know, this was a good topic to go over because a lot of married couples, especially new ones, should have this type of topic gone over because they're still in that early phase of marriage. Everything is honeymoon, hunky-dory in the beginning.
It's nice.
A couple years into it, fireworks begin.
Yeah.
Now let's see how you handle that.
Yeah.
Because it's different from the dating phase.
Yeah.
The dating phase is what it is. It's the dating phase.
Yeah.
You don't get to know your partner until you are married. Until you say I do. And you live together.
Yeah.
So
I think that, when people say, oh, we already living together, so it's like we're married,
it's not
but
the same.
it's not, it's,
It's
it's,
not the same.
it's not the same. And I have to tell people that like we married is not being married,
Yeah.
and
Just because you call her wifey don't make her wife
yeah,
unless you make it legal.
yeah, and it's, I think that, people think that it's just the same dynamic from arguing, from being someone, like that, and being in an actual marriage, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because being with someone that's like you're married, it's no guarantees they will come home, or
Very
you
true.
get the statement of, well, at least he comes home to me. Does he? You know what I'm saying?
You might be coming home to somebody else
Does
too.
he? I mean, does he? So it's just like, it's kind of weird, you know. So I mean, you learn and you grow, and I know that with all things, God has kept us,
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
everything, and because I know it's some things that you probably can't tolerate for me, but you do, because it's like, you know, I know it is.
Not there's really not much that I feel like I can't tolerate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've preached on the non-negotiable checklist
Hmm.
from day one of us doing these shows this whole month.
Yeah.
And you check all those boxes for me.
Aw. Isn't that so cute?
So everything else is minute, is little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I can work around those things.
Yeah.
So as long as those non-negotiables are checked,
Yeah.
I'm good with everything else. I can
Yeah.
handle it. Anything else is nothing.
Yeah.
Anything else I can handle.
Yeah. I think because we both gave each other our like, look, this is either you can meet this, or this is not even gonna work. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Like, this, don't even propose to me. Don't even, we can be cool because we've been friends since high school, you know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
other than that, because, and I really want to say that because we made that list, we don't argue about that.
No.
that that's not even an argument that comes up. Look at that.
And I think that's the reason why we were able to just, like you said, it just happened all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We hit that growth point in our relationship where just everything lined up and we were fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We knew how to get around those arguments. Like
Yeah.
those arguments weren't important enough to
Mm-hmm.
really compromise the way that we are as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because of that foundation of those non-negotiables that we
Yeah.
both had in the beginning of our relationship
I
before
mean,
we got really serious,
yeah.
we're able to fight through those small things, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and iron that out.
Yeah.
So like I said, develop that list.
Yeah.
Like that's my closing nugget
Yeah.
for
That's your
these.
seed that you
That's
leave
that's
for
the
the month
seed that I'm planting
of
for the month of
February.
February.
Okay.
Develop your very own personalized, non-negotiable list when you're trying to find a suitable mate for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, marriage isn't a part-time thing.
Yeah.
It's a full-time thing
It is.
that takes both of you.
It does. And not 50-50. It's 100 both sides. I mean, because you don't want half of nothing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's 100 both ways. So yeah. Well, thank you for leaving your seed for the month of February. That's very nice of you. I guess the seed that I would leave is definitely keep God first. In every relationship that you have, because even the relationships that you're not supposed to have, God will show you that those are the relationships that you're not supposed to be in. Trust and
Won't he
believe.
do it?
Won't he? Won't he? So, so yeah. And just be, be yourself. Be happy. You have to love yourself before you can even love anybody else. So you definitely have to do that before you even think about getting in a relationship, or else your whole relationship is just going to be arguments. I mean, just argument after argument, because you got a problem with you. You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
So you have to love yourself before you get into any type of relationship. So, but okay. Well, thank you so much, hubby. That was so awesome of you.
Anytime. woman.
Yeah, yeah. We know how fun this is for us. So, but thank you, waiters, for tuning in. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you have any comments, don't forget you can reach us at thewaittshow@gmail.com. See you later. Love you all.
All right.